So I recently just got a brand new toy, the KX040-4 Kubota mini excavator, 10,000 pound machine. It's got the 4-way blade. There was a waiting line for the 6-way blade, so I went with the 4-way blade. It's got the hydraulic thumb, roughly 40 horsepower. So far it has been a world of help. This is the newest piece of equipment I own. As you can see, most of the stuff I have is from the 60s, and now I'm into the 2022 here. So I've spent a little bit of time just getting familiar with the machine. Just started excavating all these rocks that have been sticking out every time I brush hog, you know, things that I have to go around. Some of these rocks are rather large in size. Most recent one I excavated last night in the dark, just testing out the new work lights that I have on the machine. This rock here, the machine itself was not physically capable of actually lifting. The rock is probably at least 5 to 6 feet in width, and when I was attempting to lift it, the whole machine would completely come up on its face, even with the front dozer blade down. So I actually had to excavate this whole area and make a slow ramp for it to come out, and just basically shift it in small increments to get it up out of the hole. I'll probably use my dozer, push it over across the field. I'm going to be putting in a driveway down over here eventually, so I'm going to be using all these large boulders to line it. I think that'll be a cool accent, and as you can see, I'm definitely finding a lot of rocks. I have another large rock right here that I have to excavate once I move these attachments, but for right now I'm going to hook up the rake attachment to the back of the Massey and just kind of clean up some of this mess I've been making. You can see there's some extra rocks and just debris, clumps of dirt from me moving the excavator around. So I'm going to try to rake up a little bit of this, and then we'll hop back in the excavator and we'll keep excavating rocks, filling in a few more holes that I had over here from where I plucked out a few rocks. Clean up this wood pile and put it into here. I'm gonna have a big burn pile here eventually, just taking down like these smaller shrubs and bushes that line this field. Kind of get it prepped. Eventually I'm gonna be putting a really large garage in this field here, but for the time being I just want to work on getting everything cleaned up and kind of prepped. But yeah, let's get the rake hooked up and get to work. All right, first things first, let's get this brush hog disconnected. There's just 2 clips that hold in either side, the lift arms. The PTO shaft is held in with a spring release button. Sometimes the button gets a little difficult to depress when you haven't pushed it in a while, but that just slides off of there. These lift arms, you can, for the most part, just usually pull either way, kick them off, as long as there's not too much tension. And then the top 3-point hitch arm, looks like the pin's basically already out for me. So going forward, I'm definitely gonna have to keep an eye on that, make sure I don't lose it. My rake actually has a different style 3rd link. It's got a different size pin here, so I have a different one meant specifically for that, but we'll just grab a hold of these pins and we'll use them on the rake so I don't lose them here. All right, let's fire up the tractor. Now, the tractor right now is under a little bit of a repair. Believe it or not, the ignition switch has decided to crap out on me, so I currently have a hot wire that I just clamp on when I need to run it. I did find the new ignition switch online. The authentic one's like $100. I may just switch to a little toggle switch. I just got to make sure that there's something in there for the new headlights that I wired in, because I have been brush hogging quite a bit lately and it gets dark very fast. So let's get this thing fired up and moved over to the rake. All right, so I kind of raked up the area here. So now what I'm gonna do is, since it's all kind of in this general area now, I'll fire up the excavator, either use the dozer blade or the bucket, just start piling it in one spot. Then this way, it's not just all over everywhere, and I'm trying to contain stuff into specific areas. So let's get the excavator fired up and we'll move some piles. So got it pretty cleared up here. I'll probably hit it again with the tractor now. I made a few more marks with the excavator, but this area here is pretty well groomed up just for the time being. There's going to be a lot more excavation that's going on, so I don't have to get too crazy with it. This is just going to be like an extra fill pile along with the fill pile that I have over there. I'm going to have a pretty big fill when I put in my driveway over on that end, so this will all be good for that. I'll just load it in my dump truck and transport it over there, and then we'll go from there. But this excavator here, I am very happy with my purchase on this. Everything operates just the way I was expecting. Got a pretty good amount of power. The only thing that I was kind of questioning is the amount of power it has when it swings side to side. I kind of thought it'd have a little bit more. So like when you're trying to push a bucket sideways to kind of pull the pile up together. But other than that, I mean, I'm really happy with it. It operates the way I want it to. It runs perfect, you know, as it should, since it's brand new. And it seems to be pretty fuel efficient. So I'll keep running it, and we'll follow the maintenance schedule on it and keep it in good shape. This way it lasts for a long time. But all right, we'll keep going here and get some more rocks plucked out, and we're gonna get some more piles piled up, and eventually we'll get over to the driveway part.